Okay, so page 3 in our notes, we're going to take a look at when a parabola that is centered at HK, how do we find all the different pieces of it, the focus, the vertex, all of that information. So let's look at this parabola that opens upwards. The orientation, if it opens up or down, is called vertical. Our axis of symmetry is what goes right through the center, through the focus and through the vertex. So those have the h value in common. So our axis of symmetry is when x equals h. The coordinates of our vertex, which we were given, we're told the vertex is at hk. And now we want to know, how do we find the coordinates of the focus? And I said that the focus is right above the vertex, so the x value is the same, so that's still going to be h. But to go from the vertex y value to the focus y value, we need to add p, because remember, p is the distance between them. So it's going to be k plus p to get the coordinates of our focus. To get the equation of the directrix is the opposite direction of the focus, so we will need to subtract p from k. So the equation is going to be y equals, because it's a horizontal line, k minus p. And remember, we got the sign of p from subtracting the vertex from the focus. Last one on our table here is concavity. That refers to which direction does it open. We know it's vertical, but does it open up or down? Because p is positive, and because we have a graph we can view it, we know it opens upwards. The last piece here is the equation of our parabola. Remember on our first page we had the equation when the parabola had not been moved at all. It was still had a vertex at 0, 0. So we're going to use that equation. So we had x, and I'm going to put parentheses here, squared equals 4 times p, and I'm going to put a parentheses here also, and y. Now we need to take into account that our parabola has been translated. It's been moved horizontally by h. So we designate that by putting minus h. X minus h means it's been moved in the positive h direction, so it moves in the opposite direction that we see in here. Likewise, for the y value, it's going to be y minus k. So that's our generic equation as a conic for our parabola that opens up or down. Parentheses x minus h squared equals 4 times p, parentheses y minus k, close parentheses. Let's take a look at our parabola that is not a vertical parabola, but a horizontal one. Looking here, we've got one as an example opening to the right. It also has been transformed by hk, so from the origin it's moved over h and up k. We calculate p as the distance from the focus to the vertex, or the directrix to the vertex. To get the sign, though, we said it is always going to be the focus minus the vertex. So in this case, we're looking at the x values. P is going to be positive when it opens to the right, negative when it opens to the left. So let's make a note. This is horizontal orientation. Our axis of symmetry is a horizontal line, so it's going to be y is equal to our k value. Goes through at k. The coordinates of the vertex are still hk, that doesn't change. Our coordinates of the focus, though, we need to actually move in the horizontal direction. So to get the focus, we'll take h plus our p value, but our y value stays the same. For the equation of the directrix, it is going to be x is equal to, and again, we're going to take the h value, but subtract p. Finally is our concavity. We've got to look and see which direction does it open. So it can open right or left. It will open right if p is greater than 0, and it will open left if p is less than 0. Likewise, on our vertically orientated parabola, it opens up if p is greater than 0. It will open down if p is less than 0. That's just something to keep in mind. When you see a negative p, you're either going to open downwards or you could be opening left, depending on the orientation. And finally, we need an equation for our horizontal parabola. It's very similar, but we switch our x and y's. So we'll start off with y squared equals 4p parentheses x. We need to put our minus signs in. And now the value that is associated with y is k. So y minus k squared equals 4p times x minus h. So those are our two equations that we're going to be using on the next page to fill in missing information.